Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. It's another Saturday, another episode. The Sports Space, Big, Skip, and G in the background.
Yo. Hey, it's the biggest podcast up and growing, getting it from the mud. You know, we ain't got no sponsors. We ain't got no help. It's just us. Just three amigos. Press that like button, press that share button, press that subscribe button, tell a friend, bring a friend, come again. And we are Sports Space with Big and Skip featuring G, baby.
Let's get right to this shit, man. What the fuck is wrong with your Lakers?
I don't know. There's a lot wrong with my Lakers. First and foremost, we don't have no bigs.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to say that right now, bro, you know how this shit go. Same thing with the NFL. In the end of the season, you got teams that have a place and position. They're not really worried about what their place is in the standings because they already got their spot solidified. And you got the bottom feeders that's trying to get in. You know what I mean? That could potentially be a season record for a team that's not so solidified. So just the dog days of the NBA, the end of the season. You know what I mean? We still building chemistry. We got the new acquisition in Luka, and it's guys that's being put in different roles than what they was in at the beginning of the season. So, as we discussed in the chat, Paul, I understand what you're saying when you say the rotations need to be set, which they do, but I don't want to make this into a LeBron slander segment because this is not what we starting off. But I just want to say, and most of the teams that LeBron be on, it's always constant roster upheaval. So it's never no continuity. So here again on another Lakers team, we have great addition in Luka, but Connect is put in a different position. Just everybody is put in a different position than what they were in. We lacking on the defensive end. I'm not really worried. We're in a good spot. We're not in the play-in, and we lost to a fluky ass shot by getting. So that's my thoughts on the Lakers.
That's your final answer?
For now, I want to hear what you got to say.
All year, I've been saying about the Lakers that we don't play defense and we don't rebound. I'm saying that all year about the Lakers. All year. The Lakers don't play defense. Lakers don't rebound. Before the trade happened, the Lakers were bottom 5 in defense. They were bottom 5 in rebounding. Then they started to play well. Then the trade happened. And then they took off. Good 2-month span. The Lakers were winning games. Mind you, the offense still wasn't that great. It was good, but it wasn't great. But the common denominator, while the Lakers had a stretch where they went 20-4 because they were playing defense. They were getting stops. They were winning games on the defensive end. The whole media was talking about we didn't believe the Lakers can play defense because they gave up an all-world defender, but they're playing defense, and they're winning games. And LeBron got hurt. Then Rui got hurt. Luka was sitting out of games. Austin Reeves was sitting out of games. Jackson Hayes was sitting out of games. Jared Vanderbilt was sitting out of games. DFS was sitting out of games. And they started losing a little bit. Whatever. Injuries, that's going to happen. And then you get LeBron James back, and Rui back, and Austin back, and Luka back, and Hayes back, and DFS back, and Vando back. They've been back for 4 games. In those 4 games, the Lakers have given up 146 points, 118 points to a team that averages 104, 119 in a game they should have lost, and 119 in the game they should have won. What I get constantly told is you got to score. Your offense is your best defense. If you make shots, it gives you a chance to set up your defense.
That sounds like the Phoenix Suns of the early millennium.
And what did the Phoenix Suns do with the early millennium?
Nothing outside of Robert Ory.
No. What did they do in the early millennium?
Scored a lot, won a lot of games, regular season, and didn't do shit in the playoffs.
There it is. They didn't do shit in the playoffs. I'm going to tell you why that offense is your best defense argument is the dumbest shit I've heard. Because in the regular season, you win games with your offense being your best defense. You win games. The game is fast. Teams want to run up and down the court. Teams want to get up shots. The game is not as physical. Nobody's going to really exert themselves like that, except the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Clippers, because they the top two, and Houston, because they the top three teams in the league in defense. You get away with that in the regular season. The playoffs, the game slows down, and the game gets more physical. You got to defend, and you got to rebound.
Definitely.
If you can't do that, you are not going to win. Now, I'm going to address something here. Number one, anybody that knows me knows how much of a Laker fan I am. So when I get questioned about how much of a Laker fan I am or if I'm jumping on and off ship, shit is disrespectful to me. Shit is very disrespectful to me. Because anybody that knows me knows I'm probably the biggest Laker fan they know. I said a couple of weeks ago that I believe the way the Lakers were playing, and this was before we got healthy, that we could beat Oklahoma City. I truly believe that because
in a game or a series?
In a series. And the reason why I said that then is because the way the Lakers were playing, when everybody was out and everybody was hurt, they were still competing. You know, we didn't play nobody but Austin Reeves in the game in Denver, and we lost that game in the last 45 seconds. In a game I thought we were going to get blown out by 30. That is what made me say, okay, these guys are still competing. When they get guys back, they'll get back in the rhythm, especially on the defensive end. I know the offense is going to take time because that's what takes time when you come back from injuries. Your offense. You got to get back in the offensive rhythm. So I understand that. I don't harp on offense. Offense comes and goes. You're going to have nights where you're going to shoot 60% from the field. You're going to make 55% of your three-pointers. You're going to put up 130 points. You'll have other nights where you're going to shoot 43, 44% from the field. You're going to make maybe 30% of your threes. You'll probably only put up 105, 106 points.
I've seen some nights where some pretty good teams that might shoot in the 30s. But
no, I'm just saying.
You know what I mean?
Saying, but my point, yeah, you had an off night offensively. Those things happen throughout the course of an 82-game season. Just like in the NFL, there are teams that, you know, they're a great offensive team. They're going to go out and you're going to expect them to put up 35 points. But they'll have some games where they just don't got it offensively. They'll only score 21. It happens.
They're definitely going to have games where their offense is anemic.
Exactly. Baseball. You got teams that can go out and put up 6, 7, 8 runs a night. They may have nights where they just run into an excellent pitcher or they just don't have it. They may only score 1, 2 runs. It happens. My point in saying that is offense comes and goes. You deal with that throughout the course of the season. The thing that should never be a question is your effort on defense.
Well, see, here's the thing, Big. You can't coach defense. You can't coach defense is effort.
But
it's a mentality.
But that is my problem with what's going on with the Lakers. Because if you've been watching them play these last 4 games, there's been no effort on the defensive end. Let's go back to the end. First of all, how you give up 146 points to the Bulls?
All right, here.
That happened last Saturday.
All right, I'm about to tell you. This is not even a hot take. This is my thoughts on, and I've been saying, and some people have been trying to come in my neck, like how some people come at your neck, like saying, "Oh, bro, you're not a real Lakers fan." Like, you know what I mean? I am from Inglewood, City of Champions, and I just want to say that I bleed purple and gold. It was a time during the Shaq and Kobe era. I wasn't really so much of a fan.
You wasn't.
To my point,
you had a Reggie Miller jersey.
Yeah, y'all did. Shout out to my nigga E.T., Sam Cassell, John Little Jr. The Lakers, to me, just from my observation, I want to hear your take on this, as well as I want to hear the take of the members of our chat when they see this. To me, the Lakers, during that stretch of when we had our little run when we was winning games and we got to number 2, I had a conversation with my OG at the job. And he's also from Inglewood. He's an older cat. And I told him, I said, and he was looking at me side-eye, and I was like, bro, we and this win streak we on, and what we are as number 2, is like Dak Prescott's stats. It's empty calorie stats. It don't mean nothing. It's like Rocky beating the niggas that he beat before he fought Clubber Lang the first time. If you beating trash bags and you not really doing that against,
let me cut you off right there because they weren't. Let me cut you off right there because during their stretch they beat good teams.
They beat good teams, but was the good teams playing their best players or were they low managing?
No, they were playing their best players.
All right.
When they beat the Knicks, they played their best players twice. When they beat the
Nuggets,
Knicks,
matter.
The Knicks are a good
Honestly,
team.
I'm not even being slanderous. I love you, New York.
the Knicks are a good team. We want to talk about good teams.
Okay,
they beat
are they
the
a
Knicks
good
twice.
team or they're a championship caliber team?
Well, it's only 3 championship caliber teams right now. 3. That's it.
And what are these?
That's Oklahoma City, that's Boston, and that's Cleveland. That's it.
All right.
That's it. But there are plenty.
No Joker?
No, I don't think that's a championship caliber team. Not this year. But there are plenty good teams. Denver's a good team. We smacked the shit out of them in their house, and they played everybody.
We all saw the game, but I'm just saying for our fans.
Were
Denver fully comparable when we beat them?
When we beat them,
were they compromised?
When we beat them 123-100 in Denver, they were not compromised. They played everybody. They won a 9-game winning streak, and we beat the shit out of them. We beat the Knicks twice. We beat the Celtics. We beat the Clippers twice. We beat good teams.
All right, so you know we talk about in our chat scheduled losses, right? So you don't think some of this
scheduled losses
of us getting to number 2?
Scheduled losses.
No.
Because
you know we're both not in the
schedule. No. Let me explain what scheduled losses is. Because people don't have an idea what a scheduled loss is. Do I agree with it? No. But I know what a scheduled loss is. A scheduled loss is in the phrase schedule. If you playing 6 games in 8 days, you're probably going to lose a couple of those games because you're tired. No matter who's on the court. But when people tell me scheduled losses is because somebody got injured, that's not a scheduled loss. It's not a scheduled loss.
All right, right now, as constituted, in a 7-game series, what teams in the West that are penciled in, do you feel like that we couldn't beat them in 7 games?
Oklahoma
and
City.
What teams do you feel like we can smack them in 7 games?
The Lakers not smacking anybody in the 7-game series, number 1. Number 2, they're not beating Oklahoma City. I don't give a shit what nobody says. Oklahoma City's better than everybody in the Western Conference.
Yes.
They're better than everybody in the West. And part of the reason why they're 61-12 or 62-12, whatever their record is probably because they're the number 1 defense in the league. But y'all keep telling me defense don't matter. Number 2.
Shout out to Shaq.
Number 2, we could beat Denver if we defend. We could beat Houston if we defend. Houston's the number 3 team in the league defensively, which is why they're the number 2 team in the West. But keep telling me defense don't matter. We could beat Memphis because Memphis is immature. Denver and Memphis just fired their coach for whatever reason. But Memphis is immature to me. Houston, as good as they are defensively, they're not that great offensively, and they're young. So this is the first. Minnesota is great defensively, which is why they've been winning games.
Why are they great defensively?
Because they have a guy who protects the paint, and they have perimeter defenders.
So, me and you both stand in the same place when it comes down to Rudy Gobert.
He protects the paint.
But the rest of those wing guys they got.
Anthony Edwards is not a wing defender. He's a great defender.
No, I'm saying.
Jaden McDaniel or whatever his name is, great defender. Yeah. Nicole Alexander Walker, great defender.
6'6"
Great. They have incredible wing defense.
Yeah.
And they have a center like a Minot who can protect the paint.
Oh, shout out to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's cousin. He's also in Minnesota.
I just said it. Nicole Alexander Walker.
Hey, my bad, bro.
They have guys who can defend the perimeter, and they have guys who can protect the paint. They just beat Phoenix again last night. And they won 8 in a row over the Suns.
And they got an angry Julius Randle.
He's all right.
Since he came back from injury, he's been hooping.
He's all right.
They've
been playing great. So the Clippers, so the Warriors. They've all been playing great. Do I think the Lakers could beat any of those teams in this 7-game series? Absolutely, I think they can. If they defend. Lakers can't go in the playoffs thinking we need to go score 120 points to win the game. That's not what happens in the playoffs. The game slows down and gets more physical. Every possession matters. It's 7 games. You can play a team one time and go out and put 130 points up on them. You probably won't see them for another 3-4 weeks. compared to if you go out and play a team in game 1 and you put up 130-something points, they're going to scheme for you for game 2.
Definitely.
This is what they did to us in game 1, so this is what we're going to do to combat that. How are you going to adjust?
Sometimes
that's how the Lakers kept losing. It's all about adjustments,
look,
man.
I get what you're saying. You're right. Sometimes there's no adjustments to be made because there's one team clearly better than the other.
Every game takes on its own identity in the playoff. You got to adjust every game. If you win game 1, you can't go into game 2 and say, we're going to do what we did in game 1. No, your mentality needs to be, they're going to adjust. So this is what we're going to do to combat their adjustments.
So
you know why the Lakers
how
kept
does
losing
the sweep happen then?
Because you don't make adjustments. Let me go to last year.
Is it that, or is the other team just that much better?
Last year, Denver wasn't that much better than the Lakers. The Lakers had a double-digit lead in every game of that series.
All right, was Minnesota that much better than Phoenix?
Minnesota is that much better than Phoenix.
We're talking about last year.
Minnesota is that much better than Phoenix. You know why Minnesota is that much better than Phoenix? Defense. Y'all gonna stop telling me defense don't matter. Y'all gonna stop fucking telling me that shit. Because the reason why Minnesota made it all the way to the conference final, because they played defense. They had a game plan for the Suns defensively, and the shit worked. They had a game plan for the Nuggets defensively, and the shit worked. They had a game plan defensively for Dallas. It just didn't work because Dallas got a nuclear weapon named Luka Doncic last year that just fucking killed them.
You know they strategy.
And Anthony Edwards was, let me guard Kyrie. Bro, you wasn't ready for that.
They strategy
you weren't
for
ready
Denver
for that.
was,
That's
we're gonna
Kyrie
take
fucking
Murray out
Irving.
and let Joker do his thing.
Exactly. And it worked.
Yeah, definitely.
And it worked. That is a defensive strategy. We're going to take that guy out. It's been work. Last year in the finals, what was Boston's defensive strategy? Are we going to put our biggest, most physical defender on Luka Doncic, and we're going to take him out of his game? Luka got his numbers, but then what did this dude shoot? Like 38% from the field? That was Kobe numbers against the Pistons. You scoring, but you shooting 38% from the field because Jaylen Brown in your shit? Defense always matters.
It does.
Stop fucking telling me defense don't matter and all you got to do is go out and outscore teams and you going to win. Cleveland scored 122 points last night. They lost by 11.
They lost again?
Yes. They lost by 11,
hey, man.
and they scored 120
Spider,
points. The game Cleveland,
you making me look
the
bad,
game
Spider.
Cleveland lost against the Clippers.
That's why Shaq be saying he don't believe in niggas be saying they don't believe in you as a superstar.
The game Cleveland lost against the Clippers. I watched that game from beginning to end. Cleveland shot the lights out. And still, they scored 119 points. They still lost by 13.
Hey, to quote Mason Betha, Cleveland, now is not the time.
You can't have this mentality of as long as I take care of the offensive end, I'll be good on the defensive end. There's still an effort required on the defensive end.
You're absolutely right. But I want to ask you a question again. Do you think that because of the fact that it's this point in the season and some teams already have their place, that they're getting complacent?
Man, we can stop that shit right now because only 3 teams in the NBA have their place.
Cleveland, I'm just saying, you don't
Boston,
think complacency has set in?
No, because you're competing to try to get in playoff position. Why are you being complacent at the end of March?
Okay.
Going into April.
Okay, I know we're not talking about football right now, but look, I'm just using this as an example. So I'm not
gonna let you finish. I'm not gonna let you finish that because I know where you're going. The only teams that can do that right now is OKC. They have the number 1 seed in the West locked up. They can rest whoever the fuck they want. No one's catching them. Cleveland is going to be number 1 in the East. Boston is going to be number 2 in the East. They can rest whoever they want. No one's catching them. New York want to go down that route? Cool. But Indiana right on y'all asses. And then there's Milwaukee.
Indiana,
and then there's Detroit.
You don't believe you.
They own y'all asses.
People.
They own y'all asses. Houston, you want to rest people? All right, bet. Rest. You know Denver and the Lakers and the Grizzlies and now the Clippers and the Warriors and the Timberwolves ain't too far behind. So rest everybody if you want to. You ain't got, unless you are Oklahoma City, Boston, and Cleveland, you can't afford to do that right now. You need to play because you're playing for playoff seeding.
Definitely.
The Lakers, they probably ain't getting the number 2 seed. Probably not happening. But they can still get number 3 and avoid Oklahoma City in the second round. Because I'm telling you, if the Lakers run into OKC in the second round, they're going home. in 5 or 6 games.
Okay. Now, with that being said, not even trying to be a troll or anything of that nature, I just want to ask you, whoever won is with the AC, whether it's
Lose. They're going to lose to Oklahoma City.
Minnesota,
I don't care who it is.
Sacramento, Phoenix.
I don't care who it is. They're going to lose to Oklahoma City.
You don't think Minnesota could upset them?
No.
All right.
No.
How many games if it's Minnesota?
Maybe 5 or 6.
All right.
If it's the Kings, a sweep. If it's Dallas, a sweep. If it's Phoenix, a sweep. If it's the Clippers, that series might go 7 because the Clippers actually played them tough. That series might go 7. But OKC will still win. If it's Golden State, maybe 6. But nobody's beating Oklahoma. To me, the Thunder are coming out the West. They're going to the finals. That's my pick. They go to the finals in the West. I don't think nobody's going to beat them. And if I'm wrong, I'll be wrong with that. I don't have a problem with saying I'm wrong with that, or I was wrong with that. But right now, my pick is Oklahoma City to make the NBA Finals out the West. I'm not picking them to win unless they play Cleveland. They play Boston, they probably won't beat Boston. If they play Cleveland, they'll win the championship. But they're coming out the West, and y'all can fight me on that all y'all want.
Hey, now, we didn't talk about the West. Now, with the East, we have...
There ain't nothing to talk about in the East, man. It's Boston and Cleveland.
Jason Tatum with an ankle injury.
He'll be fine.
You think that is going to hamper him going forward?
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He could have played. I think they last game, I don't know if he played or not, but he could have played. His ankle injury ain't Jalen Brunson's ankle injury. He'll be fine.
Oh, how do you think that GP2's injury is going to affect him going forward? He's definitely going to miss the first round at minimum.
I think that's going to affect him a lot because he's their best defensive player, not named
Yes,
Draymond
but
Green.
do you think that if we can just cancel the first round, you think he'll be ready for the second round? If they take him up and bandage him up?
It's not going to matter because Golden State's not getting to the second round.
I don't know.
I do.
That remains to be seen on that.
I do. They're not getting to the second round. What is Golden State right now? The A seed? What are they? 7 seed or A seed?
Last time I looked at was the 6 seed. Maybe
they're the 7 seed because they don't have a tiebreaker with the Clippers. So 7 seed. I mean, if they play Houston in the first round, all right, I can see them beating Houston. But in the second round, you probably run into Denver. They're not beating Denver. So only way Golden State gets to the second round if they play Memphis in the first round or Houston. Because those are the two teams I think Houston. With Houston, it depends on who they play in the first round. Because I can see them beating a Phoenix, a Sacramento, a Dallas. I ain't ready to say they'll beat Clippers or Oklahoma City. I'm so sorry. Clippers, Golden State, or Minnesota. I ain't ready to say that yet.
So, I'm ready to say Detroit is Houston East.
Detroit is Houston East. But
if they play the Indiana Pacers, they're going to put them out. The Indiana Pacers, they got to fit. Tyrese Halliburton,
they got to finish. They got to finish 4th or 5th to play Indiana.
You're not that.
They finish 6th. They're gonna play the Knicks and they're going home.
It depends on if cat is a cat or a kitten.
If they play the Knicks, they're going home in the first round.
I don't know.
But I had to rant about that real quick because
that's all good.
Shit pissed me off.
Sometimes you got to get shit out.
I had to get that off my chest. Y'all gonna stop telling me defense don't matter. Anyway, did y'all watch the Pat McAfee show on Wednesday morning?
I did.
Did you?
I heard it.
I watched
it. I heard it.
I watched it.
There was some guest on the Pat McAfee show. Y'all might have heard of him. LeBron James. You might have heard of him.
Yeah.
Name sounds familiar?
Yeah.
All right. What did y'all think? What did y'all think?
Take you out to eat, nigga. I ain't heard of that.
Since y'all watched it, you watched clips, you watched it. I watched it. What y'all think about that whole?
Oh man,
I don't want to get into the same back and forth with him and Stephen A.
LeBron James is just at the point where LeBron James is who I said he was. He's LeBron James. He's not Michael Jordan. He's not Kobe Bryant. Like the nigga said. One nigga didn't say shit. One nigga couldn't say shit. And that nigga say what the fuck he want. He running his own life and situation. And that was a cold shot he said to Stephen A. Smith. You feel what I'm saying? Nigga say he Taylor Swift.
Oh, this Taylor Swift run right now.
Taylor Swift run. You feel what I'm saying? Then what Stephen A. Smith said after that, yeah, I would have swung. He would got his ass whooped. He did say that.
He did say that. He did say he would have got his ass
no
whooped. I don't know if he's swinging on LeBron James though. Like,
you said, did LeBron post that nigga punch on there?
Now, the Stephen A. credit, that was a year ago when he was a little chunky and out of shape.
Nigga, I don't give a fuck if you out of shape.
I know. Them punches weren't great. Them punches were not great.
Nigga, even if you don't know how to punch, you still gonna have something.
Yeah, right.
Nigga, that shit was like, nigga, please, nigga. Nigga, you frail body ass, bitch ass nigga. That's what I say. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I love that. You feel what I'm saying? I can say, I don't like Stephen A. Smith. And
I know he's fuming right now, but there was no way we wasn't gonna address that.
I don't like
there was no way.
I can tell you, man, I hate when people go too far. And like I say, it's nothing wrong with talking about. Listen, if you want to talk about people's game,
that's what you get paid to do, is talk about the game.
But when you start saying other shit, that nigga been saying other shit that ain't got nothing to do with him. Nigga, you a sports analyst. Nobody want to hear shit else from you, nigga. You make that money for sports. Nobody give a fuck about what you want to think, and you always want to speak on black people, nigga. It's like you get paid by that's why they pay you. They pay you to say the shit that they want to say about black people, and you say it, nigga. That you's a fucking Uncle Steven. You Steven from the Django, nigga. Like, that's what that nigga is to me, man. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit was funny. He did with the Django ass nigga for real, and LeBron wanna knock your ass the fuck out. You feel me? Because I don't give a fuck what you talk about. There's weight classes in life for reasons, and that nigga is 6'8", 250 pounds, and if you think that if that nigga, unless the LeBron is a
hear what I don't like about what people saying. I'm gonna let you go, Skip, because I already know you fuming to speak on this. I don't like the people that saying we need to get Stephen A. Smith and LeBron James in the ring. Why? Stephen A. is 57 years old. That's like watching fucking Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight again. Yeah. We don't want to see that.
No,
because
that's not.
We don't want to see that.
Mike Tyson would have knocked him out. He wouldn't have got his whole money. Let's be honest and clear about that.
So,
all right,
well, Stephen A. not knocking out LeBron James. That ain't happening. Yeah. That's not happening,
I do
bro.
agree with.
That's not happening.
Hey,
go ahead, get off your chest.
Now, I'm not gonna say what everybody thinks I'm gonna say. You know,
he will eventually.
What I will say is that it's a touchy matter. Being as I'm a parent, I get it. You know. And, I come to you guys today with a heavy heart. I lost a loved one yesterday. So I just want to say family is important. A lot of my loved ones is gone. They not here with us. So I get where LeBron felt like he needed to be protective of his son. I see it from both sides. I see it from Stephen A.'s side, as far as he just trying to be a broadcaster, because Charles Barkley lost a friend of Michael Jordan for just simply doing his job. So it's a slippery slope when you're analyzing people and doing your job, when you have personal relationships or personal connections and ties to these people. Like, take Cam and Mace's show. Mace will go in on fucking LeBron and anybody. And Cam...
No, Mace don't care.
And Cam is trying to keep relationships.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So he'll go in, but he only go in so much. But if he don't like you, or he don't give a fuck, or he don't trying to make no money with you, he'll go in. Yeah, so I say all that to say, like, it's like, okay, me and him had a conversation on the way here. And it's levels to this shit, man. And I think this is for you, Darius, and everybody else that think I'm a LeBron hater.
You are.
I think that LeBron Ramon James Sr. is an awesome, great player. But when I see him, meaning that I am his senior, and I've seen greater basketball than he's ever played, outside of maybe his fourth quarter run against the Detroit Pistons in 2007 when he carried that team to the finals, I just want to say that when I think of LeBron James in comparison to Kobe, Bird, Magic, Dr. J, and all the other greats to me, I think of Barkley in the commercial with Jordan and Bird when he's like, "Can I play?" And he's like, they're like, "No, because you're not great enough." He hasn't even passed the Kobe system yet. So that's my thoughts on him. But let's get back to the narrative. He did what he was supposed to do as a father.
Yep.
But with that, I also feel that his son's a grown man who can defend and protect himself. So it makes both of them look weak. And you, not before your son, but for your own ego and your own narrative, you put your son in a position to take live rounds. Not just from Stephen A., but from everyone. So if you put yourself in this position, you put your son in this position, and I'm not saying, like, if I was in a position, I would put my daughter in position. So I get it. But you can't be sensitive, bro. You can't be sensitive. Stephen A., you can't say certain shit about people's family, whether you was right or wrong, because when you come for people's family, directly or indirectly or sneak dissing or whatever you got going on, then you open yourself up to criticism. So I just want to say that I feel like that Stephen A., being that he's a senior, he should have been a little bit more, I'm going to let this shit go. I'm not even going to go there. At this point in my career, I just got the biggest bag in my career. I'm the man on ESPN. I don't need this on my resume. And LeBron should have just been like, you know what? I'm just not going to fuck with him. I don't have to acknowledge him. We don't hang with the same people. We're not in the same circles. It is what it is. You want to talk about my son? I don't have to give you no interviews. I don't have to mention you. I don't have to acknowledge you. It could, to me, on some man shit, it could have been handled differently. If LeBron felt away, he could have texted that man. He could have called that man. I'm sure there's no way a way that both of them could have got each other's contact, or he could have hollered at that nigga after the game or somewhere in private. That goes back to something that's going on that's a certain section of LA business. You don't put your business on fucking internet. You don't talk your business on the phone, on the internet. You don't leave breadcrumbs. In my life, I done led some real 007, assassin, sniper, John Wick, no rules type situations. I live off the grid. My phone ain't in my real name. My email ain't my real name. Nothing is in my real name. I'm a fucking ghost. I was raised on mafia movies. So this whole situation between LeBron James, to tie it up, LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith, as men of a certain age, as a certain level of accomplishment, certain level of professionalism, certain level of acclaim and fame, it should be no shit show and circus. This shit just could have been handled a different way. You know what I mean? Like, and I also want to add before I end this, I know I made some maybe what might be considered inflammatory comments about LeBron James' son last week. I'm a nobody compared to him. You know, we just people trying to make it. But I want to say, as a parent, I like Bronny James. I like Bryce Maximus James. I want to see both of them excel and succeed in life. But to quote my nigga Yates, so much is given, much is expected. So the young man had a cardiac situation. His dad put him in a position to make more money than his NIL deal. And I just want to see him succeed. I don't want to see him just be in the league because his dad is LeBron James and you score a bunch of points in the G League and it don't matter. It's players in the G League that's better than you that probably never get to see the NBA or make the money or have the opportunity that you making. Play up to the opportunity that you put in. Like my nigga G Baby, he got a daughter. She's in the anime. You know what I mean? He's a businessman. I'm sure he's not gonna put his daughter out there and brand her and say, yeah, this is my daughter Ariane, but her art is trash. Or she can't do this shit. He wouldn't do that to her. So that's what Stephen A. was saying. Like, bro, your son is looking bad, my nigga. You put him in this position. Right or wrong. I don't think he should have said it. Because again, as I've stated, you don't talk about people's wives. You don't talk about people's fucking kids.
But it wasn't about that. It was even LeBron said it was about him talking about his son. He questioned him as a father.
That's where
where he checked the nigga.
I agree.
Nigga, it wasn't nothing to do with
But
him
if you
talking about his
slipping, my
son.
nigga, guess what? You my boy, man. I gotta know.
He
you
ain't
since
his
we was
boy,
kids.
nigga. That's
No,
the
I'm
thing
just
about
saying,
it.
You my boy,
No,
bro.
you are my boy. That's not his
But guess
boy.
what though? If you was slipping on your parent and you
No,
like,
there we
nigga,
go.
how
Did
you
you just
my
hear what you
parent?
just said?
He got sensitive though.
No, you just hear what he said? If you my boy, you're not my boy. You're not my friend, nigga. A stranger can't tell me about.
But if I'm 6'8", 260, why would I pick on a nigga?
No,
that goes back to what. Look, that goes back to what
bro.
Charlamagne said when he was talking to Birdman. Oh, you gonna pick on the media guy?
How you picking on him, nigga? Listen, bro. You said something about me as a father. I didn't say nothing about you. I don't say anything personal about you. I don't say anything about you. To be real, LeBron usually don't. I never see LeBron troll ever in my whole goddamn life, ever. So you had to do some bullshit. I've never seen LeBron troll ever. I never seen LeBron make a post like that, like clowning some shit, like for real laughing, like he stay out of shit. So you had to do some bullshit, bro. You question me as a father, and like I just said, this is the problem. Like, look what this shit just said. This dude legit think he's a bigger star than LeBron James. He actually thinks
in media.
This was somebody said.
Media,
I saw that.
Listen,
quote.
it says, look what this nigga said. When you retire,
Stephen A. Smith is bigger than Clutch Sports.
Man, what?
He's bigger than Clutch Sports.
Bro, listen to this. When you retire, let's see how much I talk about you. You won't matter, I promise. How LeBron James won't matter. Nigga, let me tell you something. This is why the world is delusional. Nigga, you have a job because of niggas like LeBron James. Nigga, the only reason why you can talk about sports.
He's a journalist.
No, he's a sports journalist. Without sports players, he would not have a fucking job.
That's not true.
What do you mean, nigga?
That's not true.
Without sports players. Without sports players.
True. When he left ESPN, he was on CNN and CNBC.
What? Nobody give a fuck about him on there?
He don't need sports. He can go. He's very educated, so he can go.
They're paying him $100 million for sports, nigga, not for seeing.
Did you hear what I just said?
I'm gonna tell you why y'all both
he
right on
don't
what y'all
need
said.
ESPN.
I'm gonna tell you why y'all.
No.
Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all finish. I'm gonna let y'all finish. I'm gonna tell you why y'all both right. The reason why he's right is because there was a time where he was on CNBC, MSNBC, and all the other side stuff.
No, but
hold on.
$100 million.
That's where I was going. Now, let me tell you why he's right. He could go to CSNBC, MSNBC, all those other NBC channels, all those news network and all that stuff. You're not going to generate the revenue that you do at ESPN talking sports. He's not going to do that. The reason why Stephen A. Smith got a $100 million extension is because he talks sports.
Right.
It's that simple.
And the reason why he was able to go over to CNBC when he left there is because of sports.
Because of how you talk sports. The clause in his new contract is you can venture off and talk politics and all the other type of stuff, but your number one objective, your number one agenda is to be here with Mickey Mouse and ABC and ESPN talking sports.
Okay,
now,
got it.
Here's why I disagree with what Stephen A. Smith said. When LeBron James retires, you're not going to matter because we're not going to talk about you much. I'm going to tell you why that was bullshit. There's a guy that's been retired from the NBA since 2003. 22 years later, we are still talking about him. Right. You seriously think that's not going to be LeBron James? Because there's always going to be this question, who's the GOAT? Is it Michael Jordan? Is it LeBron James? And I'm not trying to start that argument right now. Right. What I'm trying to say is that there's still a debate over someone that's been retired for good for 22 years. Right. And you're comparing him to LeBron James. Right. 22 years later, God willing, we will all still be alive. Right. We're still going to be talking about LeBron James. Right. I can guarantee that. I can bet everything in my fucking bank account on that.
You compare the next person that's coming up to him. That's how
I would bet my whole bank account, my retirement, all my investments,
the only people
everything
in the
that
media
in 22 years we'll still be talking about LeBron
James is the people that work for or sponsored by or affiliated with Clutch Sports.
Bro, who's affiliated and sponsored by Michael Jordan?
Shannon Sharp.
Who's affiliated
and
sponsored by Michael Jordan?
Him is affiliated with Clutch Sports.
Who's affiliated and sponsored? But wait a minute though. But wait a minute. Nah, but though.
Ain't none of them people.
Who's affiliated?
Michael Wilbon no fucking dick ride him.
He's still
Michael
talking about Michael Jordan
no dick ride him.
But they still talk about Michael Jordan.
All the people that don't need LeBron will not talk about him.
At the end of the day, I did not agree with
Gilbert Arenas works for Clutch.
I didn't agree with what Stephen A. said about we're not going to talk about you once you retire. I didn't agree with that. I thought that was
the people that don't work for Clutch won't.
That's cap. That's cap. That's cap, bro.
We're
We are still gonna talk about
It's
LeBron
not,
James.
bro.
Why do you?
Still gonna talk about
I am.
LeBron James is the Mount
media,
bro.
So
LeBron
why do you
James
think
is on the
LeBron
Mount
James got in
Rushmore
media?
basketball,
So he can
bro.
control the narrative.
He's on the Mount
He
Rushmore
buys
basketball,
people.
bro. Like he's
He
one of
buys people.
LeBron
y'all
James
know,
don't get in no
first
trouble.
of all, hey. First of all, y'all know what the Mount Rushmore is, right? The
I'm not even finna do this
the
today.
forefathers, right?
Yeah.
That means the Mount Rushmore basketball, 4 people. LeBron James is one of those 4 people.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Why?
Because
Why?
he's great, bro. What do you
Man,
mean?
Hey,
We
the
ain't gonna
quote,
get this
the quote
man
Joe
even.
Budden. Why?
We ain't gonna get this man to even go there. Like I said, bro, the truth is, bro, this was wrong with the world. The wrong people who don't have, yes, he has talent to talk. That's good. Okay, but you are talking about the actual real talent. That would be wrong with fucking people in this world today. When people actually think the mouth is better than the actions, and it's not, nigga. It's never been.
Okay,
nigga.
You call him Coon A. Smith, right? I got a question for you, specifically for you. My question to you is: he chose a 57-year-old black man that we know he could whoop. Wait, let me finish.
I gotta answer for that.
Let me finish. He chose a 57-year-old black man that we both know he could whoop, right? But why he didn't say nothing to Skip Bayless ever?
Because
Why he Why he didn't say nothing?
that.
Why he didn't
I
say
can answer
nothing about Chael Sonnen when Chael Sonnen accused him of taking steroids and saying they got the same fucking dealer? He didn't sue him for defamation. He didn't sue him for fucking lying. Nothing. He didn't even address it. So why would you not say nothing to these 2 white men? And we do not promote racial inequalities, racism at all on this platform. But I'm just asking. These 2 white men and other white men have slandered you in motherfucking the media. But you chose to talk to this black man?
LeBron James could take anything. It's just when you question him as a father. That's what he did
questioned him as
different.
a father.
That's one
Chael
reason.
Sonnen said he was taking
He don't
steroids.
give a fuck.
That's worse.
No, it's not.
He didn't even address it.
It's just a rumor.
And he lied,
but
said,
that was a rumor.
now all of a
That's a
sudden now
rumor.
That
he's
was a
not
rumor
paying
that-
$1 million
that
for
was
his body.
That was a rumor. First of all, yes, he does. Number 2, that was a
That's
rumor.
what he said. Hey, on Pat McAfee said he don't. He said, who made that, came up with that?
But that's something that doesn't need to be addressed if it's not a fact. You don't need to address something that's not a fact. Number one.
Man.
Number 2, the reason why he ain't ever addressed Skip Bayless, because in the grand scheme of things, who the fuck cares about Skip Bayless?
Right.
Where would
why he
Shannon
you know
Sharp
why
or
he-
Stephen A. be without Skip Bayless?
Shan-
Where would sports media be without
What?
Skip Bayless?
I'm gonna tell you. Shannon
I
Sharp.
said in sports media.
Shannon Sharp.
Who got fired from CBS?
He's bigger than fucking Skip Bayless.
Shannon Sharp will be working
Not in the beginning.
Shannon Sharp will be working at NFL
Duh,
Network talking
Finn.
football.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Shannon Sharp will
What
be at
sports
NFL.
media is today
Shannon Sharp will
is
be.
because of Skip Bayless.
It's not. It got way.
And
more to
only
do with-
because of Skip
That's
Bayless.
false. That's false. But if it
I
wasn't,
sat and watched
if it
Cold
wasn't-
Pizza and First Take. I remember he used to be a segment on the show, and the segment on the show became the show.
then why is he still not at First Take?
And every other show became like fucking First Take.
Then why is he still not at First
He
Take?
made everything from 2010 in media is because of him.
Then why is he still not there?
We know why.
Why is he not there? Because no one fucking cares about Skip Bayless. Why is he still not at
No,
Fox?
he was
'Cause
actually.
no one fucking
bro, he
cares
was
about
like,
Skip Bayless
bro,
now.
he actually
Nobody
was
fucking.
he made sensationalism big, and he actually got that from Jim Rome.
Yes, he did.
Let's be fucking
Let's be
real.
clear.
The first
Let's
dude
be
that
clear.
was crossing the line
Let's be
on
clear.
Jim Rome is an actual.
Let's be clear. It
Not a
was
liar.
Jim Rome.
No, he was crossing the
No,
line.
Jim Rome
be
is not
clear.
a WWE character. Skip
No,
Bayless is that.
no, listen.
Jim Rome is a real person.
No,
Don't
I'm
slander Jim
No,
Rome like
I
that.
say he was crossing the line.
Let's be
And
clear.
that's what Skip
All
Bayless
these
started
niggas,
doing. What
not just Skip Bayless,
sensationalism.
Colin Cowherd too copied from Jim Rome.
They all copy from Jim
All
Rome.
right then. So what do you?
They
So
all
Jim
copy
Rome,
from
give
Jim
the
Rome.
credit to the person
Where
who
it's due.
actually
It's really Jim
deserves
Rome.
the credit.
It's really Jim
Because
Rome.
the first time I heard people say shit like that as a
It was
commentator
Jim Rome.
was that dude.
When
Man,
he worked at 790 KABC, I used to
Bro.
listen to him on the radio. Just to let you know how
Yeah.
boring I was when I was a kid. I did used to listen to Jim Rome on the radio. He started that shit
not
in
boring.
the 90s.
It's fucking electrifying.
In the 90s.
No, so what I'm
Jim
saying
Rome
is-
started that
but
shit.
my thing is the fact that Skip Bayless, this nigga actually believes in his head because he talks about sports players that he's more important than sports players. You cannot be more important than the actual topic that you're talking
In
about.
his
facts.
medium,
That does
That's
not
facts.
he
make
is as
sense.
important as the
That's
player.
facts. That's facts.
No, bro, it wouldn't be no sports media without sports. Just imagine if LeBron James stopped playing and they banned sports in the USA right now.
What are you
What the
gonna talk
fuck is
about?
it? What the fuck is he gonna talk about? That's
he's
what
gonna
make him
go
money.
back to CNN and MSNBC.
Nobody watches
Bro,
CNN.
you know this. You know this.
Oh, wait,
but
Joe.
you know this,
Wait,
but you
let
know
me
this.
just say this right quick. You know how you remember he left ESPN
Yes, I do.
after
I do.
quite frankly got.
Yes, I do.
Hey, quite frankly, 2006. You know he's been doing this shit for a long time. So after he left ESPN, what got him bubbling and popping again and kept his name relevant was his appearances on CNN and MSNBC.
Yeah, but it was
doing shit
it
like
was
that.
appearances. It wasn't. You wasn't generating the type.
You want Don Lemon?
You're not Don Lemon,
You
bro.
wasn't that other dude that was with the what's the other one on there? You wasn't them.
Yeah, like Stephen
That's
A.
the
Smith is
people
not
that talk
those
that
because
down.
that's their lane.
That's their
That's
lane.
They
Stephen
fired
A.'s
him,
lane.
and ESPN fired him, saw him over there doing his shit, and called him back,
You know why he got called back?
along with Skip Bayless.
You know why he got called back? Because Skip Bayless said, "I'm not doing First Take without Stephen A. Smith."
I mean, I liked it better when he was doing the two live stews and Rob Parker and doing different people every day.
Said,
That's another idea
that we want you to be
Stephen
the
A.
host
stole from
of.
Skip Bayless.
And Skip Bayless said, "I will do the show under one condition: you got to get me Stephen A. Smith." When he went to Fox, I will do the show on one condition: you got to get me Shannon Sharp.
I agree.
So otherwise, there be no show without Stephen A. Smith. But the
First
answer,
Take was doing
but the
good,
answer,
but
First Take is number one of
But it
all.
was skipping everybody.
First Take is number one without Skip Bayless, and they've been number one for 13 years.
They
Without
would be
Skip
number
Bayless.
one if Stephen A. wasn't there. It was Skip Bayless.
They would
on
not be
ESPN
number
still.
one if Stephen A. wasn't there. It wouldn't be number one. And that's no slap in the face to the other people on First Take. But that is Stephen A. Smith's show. He's just fucking executive producer.
You know why it's Stephen A. Smith's show?
Because the man brings in ratings.
Because
Good
he
or
took
bad, he brings in
took the thread
ratings.
away. He took the thread away
God,
and
man.
made everything a caricature and a
look,
shit show.
listen,
He took the thread away.
Listen,
He got Max fired. He took the thread away.
The reason why LeBron
He made
James,
it from a debate show and said, it's all about me.
The main reason LeBron James went at Stephen A. Smith and not them other motherfuckers, because them other motherfuckers don't matter.
Really?
Stephen A. Smith just signed a $100 million contract. And you here at the Knicks game. Yeah, I'm about to go at you.
Okay, so you don't
I'm
think
about
it's
to go
petty?
at you.
I got smoke with Stephen A. and I'm going to go on his op show, Pat McAfee. And I won't go on.
I'm going
What's
to
the
show you
problem?
the power of me.
What's the problem?
And I won't go. I won't go.
Listen.
I won't go on his co-host show.
What's the problem?
Shannon Sharp, who was a big fan of mine.
Nigga, I'm so
What's
big.
the problem?
I'm so big. I'm about to
It
put...
shows that he's fucking passive.
But why would you put
and
Shannon?
Petty
But
Betty.
why would you
If
put?
you a real
Why
nigga,
would you
bro,
put Shannon
when
Sharp in the
Stephen A.
middle of
Smith
that?
said, "I will come on the shop,
Listen.
nigga. You don't have to support me."
Listen,
And we could have had
let
this
me
conversation
get
face
this
to face,
scenario,
man
and
to
then
man.
let me get this scenario, and I'm done with it. If I got an issue with you, I'm not going on his show knowing that
Right.
he cool with you.
Right.
Why would you go on Shannon Sharp's show knowing that Shannon Sharp got to work with this man?
Right. Nigga, I'm going to cut your pipeline.
No, fuck that.
I'm going to show you.
You don't
I'm
fuck with
LeBron
bro.
James,
You don't
nigga.
fuck with Pat McAfee.
I said I would
Bet,
come
I'm
on
going
your
on Pat
shit.
McAfee's show.
And listen, you know
I
what
said I
made...
would come on.
You know what made...
Who was LeBron
Listen,
James?
you know what made Stephen A. Smith
A
so
wannabe
big?
Jordan?
Listen, the
Get outta
fact
here
that
with
he
that
was
shit,
able to
man.
get certain interviews with... He got LeBron James. I mean, Allen Iverson is with the shit that put him over the top.
Yeah.
He be able to get...
This is so
this
fucking
LeBron
funny.
James. Now, let me
He
show
hate
you...
Drake.
No.
He love LeBron
No,
James.
let me show
They
you
one
this.
in the same.
No, they're not, bro.
Nah.
He
One
from
in the
Akron,
same.
Ohio. Nigga, they're not none
One
of
in the
the
same.
same.
They not.
Nigga,
No,
I
they
love...
not.
I love...
LeBron is great in this era.
No.
Drake is great in this era.
Nah.
Drake wouldn't be great in the past.
LeBron got it
LeBron
out-
wouldn't be great in the
LeBron
past.
got it out
They're
the-
one in the same.
LeBron got it out the
Listen,
mud,
bro.
bro.
That man from Akron, Ohio.
that man
Drake
got-
is BBL. LeBron allegedly.
LeBron got it out the
There you go.
mud, bro.
This is all I gotta say.
LeBron
Let-
came from
check this
nothing.
out, bro.
Drake didn't.
All for entertainment
Let me
purposes.
show you
LeBron
how
got-
it is when
LeBron
you
came
start
from nothing.
smelling
Drake
yourself.
didn't, bro.
When you know when niggas start smelling themselves, then you will see. Now let me tell you something. LeBron James got so much power, my
I
nigga.
don't even understand.
He can tell all the other NBA players don't fuck with this
How
nigga
did
Stephen
we
A.
get
Smith.
to the point
And let me
where
show
this
you.
nigga is
Let me
just,
tell you.
it can't even be on the court. How did we get to the point
Now watch
to
this.
where LeBron James is so beloved? More than other niggas is better than him, one more than him,
Well,
greater
watch
than
this.
him. How
Take
did
my
he
remarks
become
to
so
this.
beloved?
This is my last thing
I
gotta
can
say on
remember when
this.
this nigga used to watch Come Fly With Me, and he used to be telling me, we used to play motherfucking NBA in the zone on fucking PlayStation, and he used to
LeBron
get Michael
wasn't-
Jordan when he was a player.
Because
so how
LeBron-
the fuck did you go
because
from Michael
LeBron
Jordan
James
to
wasn't
LeBron
a
James?
child.
LeBron
How?
James wasn't
I was
around
a
then.
child.
That's
No, you
why.
was on point.
I was a child.
you
LeBron
was on
wasn't.
Check this out.
There was no LeBron James
Check this
then.
out. Now watch what LeBron James
It ain't no
did.
LeBron James now.
Look.
He just exists
Look,
in
look,
this
shut up, bro.
continuity.
Look, watch what LeBron James just did. LeBron James just opened the gateway once
How?
again like he did in the Miami Heats.
That's fucking crazy.
Watch who all the other NBA players start going to for
You
interviews.
niggas is a
now.
cult.
Let me show you what happens
You
when you
niggas is a
smell
cult,
yourself,
bro.
nigga.
You
They
too
going
old,
to
my
Pat
nigga, to
McAfee
be
and take my
dick
word.
riding
I can
somebody
see
like
that.
that.
I can see that.
When you
You
saw
are
other
not
great
about to be
players,
getting them
you saw
interviews,
Allen
bro,
Iverson,
nigga.
I can
you
see that.
saw
I'm telling
Kobe,
you, brother.
you saw Magic,
Watch
you
this.
saw Jordan, you saw this, you saw greatness. So how can you compare cheese that don't melt
I just
to
told you.
Velveeta?
Allen Iverson not better than LeBron James. Let's stop that shit right there.
Man.
Nah, they not.
And I know that's one of his favorite players.
You know what?
He's not better than LeBron James. We gotta stop this shit.
Hey.
Allen Iverson not better than LeBron.
You know what?
James. Don't do
You know
that.
what? Let's
Don't
go
do that.
that way. Hopping on this bitch like a segue.
Now watch
Let's
it.
go,
Do that.
moderator.
Dude, let's not do that.
I gotta go get this nigga.
Yeah, handle it, bro.
But,
Yeah, go do what you gotta do.
But look, check this out. Mark my word. Watch the next big interviews. Watch who they all go to. Pat McAfee. Just play with LeBron James.
I know.
To.
I
Like
know.
said,
He got the complexion for the protection for the collection.
LeBron showing you, nigga, you ain't. I ain't.
Yeah,
the
hey,
reason why
hey, he's showing you he a coon and a baboon.
remember
He
that.
went to go
Never
fuck with the
been
white
for real.
man. Stop playing.
All right, let's get on some heads so we can wrap this up. I know I asked two people who heads I want to get on. First, Mr. Asante Samuel. Let me holler at you for a minute,
You feeling
man.
the type of way about that?
Let me holler at you for a minute, Mr. Asante
The
Samuel.
stats is wait, before you go, the stats is comparable.
Are they?
Go ahead.
Are
The
they?
stats are comparable.
Are they?
Not to play on the field.
Are they?
They are.
Are
You
they?
saw the numbers.
Are they? Because I'm looking at some numbers right now that all favor Deion Sanders. And I'm only going to read the ones that matter. All right?
Yeah.
One guy has more interceptions than the other guy.
How many more?
2 more. One guy has more pick sixes than the other guy.
How many more?
3 more.
All right.
One guy has more. Get out of here. Get out of here. One guy is a Hall of Famer, the other guy's not.
Definitely.
They both got 2 championships. One guy has twice as many Pro Bowls, 4 times as many All Pros, and one guy won Defensive Player of the Year.
Is your mic drop, mommy?
Asante Samuel, when you read stats, read the whole stats. Don't just pick a time where you think you were better than somebody. I'm a quote Shannon Sharp. You had an unbelievable career. You were great playing your position. One of the best to ever play the position. Nobody's taking that away from you. You are not Deion Sanders.
No, you are not.
You've never been Deion Sanders. You never will be Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders is a Hall of Famer. He won Defensive Player of the Year. He has more Pro Bowls than you. He's been an All-Pro more times than you.
He's been to the World Series.
He's had more interceptions than you. He had more touchdowns than you. He was a lockdown, man-to-man corner. You are a zone corner. T-step worked for you, like you said. It worked for you. It may be the best technique for a cornerback. But what worked for Deion Sanders, playing man, the only cornerback I saw give Jerry Rice issues is why people never threw at Deion Sanders. People threw at you. That's why you had opportunities. Except for that one opportunity you had in the Super Bowl against the Giants where you had an interception on the sideline and you dropped it, no one around you, and the very next play after that, David Tyree happened, and then a few plays after that, Plaxico Burress happened, you cost your team a Super Bowl. Deion Sanders ain't never cost his team a Super Bowl. Deion Sanders is the reason why San Francisco beat Dallas in 94. And then Deion Sanders is the reason why Dallas won the Super Bowl in 95. That's
Deion Sanders did pass interference on Michael Irvin
cornerbacks do. That's what
cornerbacks
do. That's the difference between you and Deion Sanders, is that Deion Sanders changed the trajectory of teams in the NFL. When you won your 2 Super Bowl with the Patriots, there were cornerbacks on that team better than you.
You were a role player.
There were cornerbacks on that team better than you.
You ain't no Darrelle Revis.
You're not Darrelle Revis. You're not Deion Sanders. You're not Champ Bailey.
You're not Darryl Green.
You're not Darryl Green. You're not Haynes.
You're not Aeneas Williams.
You're not Aeneas Williams. You're not neither of the Woodsons.
You may not even not be Seahorn.
I'll give you that. You're not Jason Sehorn. I mean, you were great. But on your team, Ty Law was better than you. Just saying. Stay in your lane. You're a great corner. But you ain't Deion Sanders, like Shannon Sharp said. And everyone agrees on that. I don't even know why this is still a discussion. You're not Deion Sanders, bro. Stay in your lane.
Now.
And I got one more person who said I want to get on before we get out of here, but go ahead.
I want to Shout out to Gills Arena. I want to get on my nigga Hibachi head. Hibachi. For those that know, to know. Hibachi. Cap, a.k.a. Lou Alcindor, a.k.a. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, is one of the greatest athletes ever in the history of sports and entertainment, not just the NBA. He won at all levels, 6-time champion, multiple NBAs. Did Cap win Defensive Player of the Year?
No.
All right, that's probably the only accolade Cap
the only
never.
accolade he's ever gotten.
Cap never got.
He's gotten every other
multiple MVPs.
Every other accolade there is to get, he's gotten.
The most decorated individual player ever in the history of the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So, my nigga G Baby is gone, and I know I have an affinity for other players. You know, I think that Dr. J. Julius Erving revolutionized the game. He was the first player with a signature shoe. He was the first player in the NBA to be on that level of a Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson or LeBron James. He was that first guy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We need to start putting some respect on Cap name. I know he might be kind of old and his religious beliefs.
He's one of the 5 greatest players ever.
He deserved to be on Mount Rushmore. He deserved to be on Mount Rushmore. I have no problem with LeBron James, but let's just say that if Grant Hill Drink Sprite didn't have ankle issues, we wouldn't be talking about LeBron Ramon James Sr. because Grant Hill Drink Sprite was LeBron Ramon James before.
Yeah, we would, man. Like, stop.
He had the commercials.
You act like TV. LeBron James is a bad basketball player, man.
2 championships to do.
Like, stop. So on and so forth. What are you talking about, man? Stop talking like LeBron James can't play basketball. Like he's not a good basketball player. Stop doing that, man.
All right.
Stop doing that.
When I used to go, and you came with us a few times, when we used to go to Fauché
and
ball, it was 2 courts. It was the course with the niggas that can hoop, and it was the course with the niggas that wasn't so good and wanted to be on the court with the niggas that hoop. To me, LeBron is little bro. He's on the court with the niggas that can't hoop. But back to my point. Let's start putting some respect on Cap name.
Play basketball, man.
6 championships.
Stupid.
Multi-accoladed, awarded. LeBron broke his scoring championship record. I mean the scoring most points record. A hallowed record that stood for 40 years. I just want to say, Gills Arena, Gilbert Arenas, Hibachi, everyone. When we start talking about GOAT and having a GOAT debate and GOAT conversations, it's bigger than just Kobe, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, LeBron James, allegedly. We got to start adding Cap into this conversation.
Those are the 5
because some people add Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain into this conversation.
The 5 greatest players ever are Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, Magic, and Kareem. I'm not saying that in any order, but those are the 5 greatest players ever.
Sorry.
Ever.
Now, get on whoever head you're going to get on.
All right, so I'm going to read a quote. And the quote says this. It says, "No one tells a real story." And I'm fine with that. It's unfair in some ways. I don't get enough credit for getting the 3 wins. I get credit for losing. I always say, what if we had lost to Houston in 6? No one cares. One of the things that I'm proud of is we've never been swept. All the coaches have been swept in the playoffs. My team's achieved. A lot of them overachieved. I'm very proud of that. Doc Rivers, shut the fuck up forever, man. Are you fucking serious? Doc, you blown 4. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 3-1 leads in the playoffs. To be honest with you, I don't even know where the 4th one happened. I know where the first one happened. The first one happened was when you with the Orlando Magic, 2003.
Yes.
Your boy Tracy McGrady was talking about it feels good to finally get to the second round, and then y'all didn't close the deal. I know when the second one happened. The second one happened in 2015 with the Loud City Clippers when y'all was up 3-1, and y'all had a double-digit lead in Game 6 at Staples Center against the Rockets, and they benched James Harden in the 4th quarter, and Dwight Howard and Josh Smith and a bunch of other motherfuckers led a comeback in that game. Y'all ended up losing Game 7 in Houston. I know when the third time y'all had a 3-1 lead in the playoff was in the bubble in 2020, when y'all was supposed to be a reincarnation of the 72-10 Bulls team that was so great defensively with Patrick Beverly and Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and Marcus Morris and Vita Zubac and Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams, and y'all ended up blowing Game 5 against the Nuggets, where y'all had a double-digit lead in the third quarter. Game 6 against the Nuggets, we had a double-digit lead in the third quarter. And Game 7 against the Nuggets, we had a double-digit lead in the second quarter. You ended up losing all 3 of those games, and Denver advanced, and y'all didn't. I'm going to research what the fourth time was you blew
the bubble, right?
That was the bubble.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember the fourth time you blew a 3-1 lead in the playoff, but I'm going to look that up. I also know you've blown several 2-0 leads in the playoff when you was the coach of the Clippers. I know you've blown a 3-2 lead, not once, but twice in the playoff. I'm sorry, 3 times in the playoffs when you were with Boston. The first time was in 2009 when y'all was up 3-2 on Orlando. You ended up losing that series in 7. The second time when you was up 3-2 on the Lakers in the finals, 2010, ended up losing that series in 7. The third time was in 2012 when you was up 3-2 on the Miami Heat, ended up losing that series in 7 games.
When he about to get fired before KG and Paul and Ray Allen came?
That's why he was.
Yeah.
So, you also blew. Were you a coach of that Milwaukee? No, you weren't coach of that Milwaukee team. But I also know you lost the series against Philly when you coached them, when y'all played the Atlanta Hawks, the series you shouldn't have lost.
Oh, my God. I think that's the ugliest one. That's the last one. That's the fourth one.
That's the fourth one?
Yeah, that's the fourth one.
Okay, so that was the fourth one. We was up 3-1 against Atlanta, and you blew that lead and lost the 7 games? Because Ben Simmons didn't want to shoot a layup over Trae Young? Like, what are we talking about, Doc Rivers? No, you're not going to get credit for winning 3 games in the series. You know why you're not going to get credit for winning 3 games in the series? Because in the playoff, it's first to fucking 4, not first to 3. This ain't 1992 no more. It ain't no best of 5. It's best of 7. In the best of 7, you got to win 4. So if you don't win 4, you're going to go home. And you did not win 4. Being up 3-1 means you still got to win one more game. Has Phil Jackson blown a 3-1 lead? Yes. 2006, Lakers Suns. Has Steve Kerr blown a 3-1 lead? Yes. 2016, Cavs Warriors. Has Billy Donovan blown a 3-1 lead? Yes. 2016, before the finals, Warriors Thunder. Who's the coach of the Suns in 1995? Paul Westphal? He blew a 3-1 lead against the Rockets. Second round. We've seen 3-1 leads get blown. We've seen it get blown. But all those other coaches that I mentioned that blew 3-1 lead, they did it 1 time. You did it 4 times. No, you are going to get talked about for blowing 3-1 leads. You've lost the most Game 7s in playoff history of any head coach that's ever coached. Let me say that again for those of y'all that didn't hear me. You've lost more Game 7s than any head coach in NBA history. You are not going to get credit for getting to 3 when the best of 7 is first to 4. So don't give me no bullshit about I don't get credit for winning 3 games. Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? All right, so let's give Steve Kerr credit for winning 3 games in the 2016 finals against the Cavs. Congratulations, Steve Kerr. You did that. You did that. Congratulations. Let's give Greg Popovich credit for being up 3-2 in the 2013 final against the Heat before Ray Allen hit that shot that saved the series. Congratulations, Greg Popovich. So proud of you. Such an excellent job for doing that. Just a wonderful job, Greg Popovich, for doing that. Let's give Phil Jackson credit for being up 3-1 in 2006 against the Suns when you ended up losing Game 5, 6, and 7. See, Phil Jackson, you the man for winning 3 games in a series, in a best-of-7 series. I salute you, brother. Get the fuck out of here, Doc Rivers. Yeah. First to 4. You don't get credit for getting the 3. Because whether you get the 3, whether you get the 2, whether you get the 1, or whether you don't win a game at all in the series. If y'all see what I'm doing, the way my finger is going, that's an L. Regardless. The only way you don't get that is if you win 4. Not 3, not 2, not 1, not 0. 4. That was the dumbest quote I ever seen from a head coach. I don't get credit for getting the 3 wins. And what if we would have lost in 6? You still fucking lost. You still blew a 3-1 lead 4 times. You still blown 3-2 leads. You blown 2-0 leads. You blown 2-0 leads with the Clippers about 3-4 times. It's a reason why Orlando fired you. It's the reason why Boston traded you. There's a reason why Clippers fired you. And I hate to say it, but I seriously think at some point, Milwaukee's going to fire you. You know why? Because as a head coach, you've had more time. You've coached Tracy McGrady. You've coached Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Rajon Rondo.
Chris Paul.
You've coached Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and those Lob City Clippers. You've coached Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
Big Baby Glenn Davis.
You've coached Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, Ben Simmons, and now you're coaching Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard. You've coached, outside of Ben Simmons, Hall of Famers. T-Mac's in the Hall of Fame. Rondo should be in the Hall of Fame. KG's in. Paul Pierce is in. Ray Allen's in. Chris Paul will get in. Blake Griffin will get in. Giannis will get in. Dame will get in. Paul George will get in. Kawhi Leonard will get in. You've coached Hall of Famers throughout your whole coaching career. And you have one championship to show for it. And a bunch of blown 3-1, 3-2, 2-0 leads and Game 7 losses in the playoffs. Someone in my chat said I should apologize to Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers will never get an apology from me because the facts are the facts. I don't apologize for telling the truth. And that's where I'm going to leave it.
All right. Before we go, I just want to say, since we were talking about Doc Rivers and his L's, hey, Steelers, y'all let Kenny Pickett go. Y'all let Justin Fields go. Y'all let Russ go.
Aaron Rodgers is on the way.
What the fuck is y'all doing?
Good luck with Aaron Rodgers, because I think that's where he's going to sign.
Stephon Diggs, you went to the Patriots. Why? Else.
Stephon Diggs went to the Patriots because of Cardi B, but we ain't going to touch that.
I mean, the money is good. Must be the money.
We ain't going to touch that.
Shout out to Deion, Death Row Records. And with that being said, this is Sports Space with Big and Skip. Press that like button, press that share button, press that subscribe button. Tell a friend, bring a friend, come again. And we will be back. See you soon. We won't see you guys next week. My boy got some business to tend to. We will see you guys soon with more to say.
Shout out to the champs. We 4-0.
Shout out to the chat.
We 4-0.
Shout out to Darius. Shout out to the
Shout
chat.
out to the champs.
Shout out to my nigga Pete Reezy.
Champs, we 4-0. 4-0. For those of y'all that watch baseball, we 4-0. Let's go. Sports Space.
Hey guys.